Hi, hello, and welcome to the Galactic Consulship Report brought to you by Vertex of Abundance. My name is Serene, Priestess of Blosi. I'll be your oracle today. And I was sent to deliberate the findings for Scorpio rising. If you don't know your rising, check your North Node, start with those energies. It gets less accurate from there. This is for the period between the 22nd of May through the 21st of June. This is the June Galactic Consulship Report. Okay, so give or take a day on the dates of the cycle. You know, for a Scorpio rising, if the sun is moving through the sign of Gemini, that's going to be an 8th house event. Okay. So 8th house event is the battleground. Normally Scorpio rules. And we did have a card flip out. Normally Scorpio rules the 8th house, but right now, since you're Scorpio rising, Gemini falls on the 8th house. So also maybe check the sign where your Mercury is at. Okay, so typically it supports the 7th house. So the 7th house is open enemies, shipping, situationships, so partnerships, friendships, marriage partnerships, la-di-da. The 8th house would be where you take the activities, bed pleasures, in-laws, shared resources, usually money. It's the needs you have that you can't meet by yourself. And how you've cultivated those or the values that those needs provide. Okay, because the needs you have you can't meet by yourself could also be met in the 7th house, but the value that those needs provide, we look closely at the 8th house. That's what I'm getting. The 8th house means other things. It means basically secrecy, okay? Bed pleasure, sex, death, transformation. So it's where you experience the dark night of the soul. Secrecy. Sometimes you try to hide these secrets from others. Very rarely do you try to hide them from yourself as well. It's where you conquer or you face or you combat fear medicine, ego medicine. The 8th house has a lot. It's part of the Multricone, okay? Meaning evil bearing houses. It doesn't always mean evil as in like ooga booga, scary, diavolo. It could just mean where you're ignorant, or things that create crisis or karma or kickoff kind of expenses. Okay, I'm also hearing something about a protracted illness. The 8th house can talk about illnesses that last a long time or illnesses that are life-threatening. If you have any planet in the 8th house, it's relatively important. More important than you would think. Okay, so we have the 8 of Swords and the Hierophant. So the 8 of Swords is the Jupiter energy and the Hierophant has the Jupiter and Sun energy, but the 8 of Swords is being caught up. It might be rule, regulation, and restriction, policy, procedure, and protocol, meaning we have to bow down to some kind of authority, be it spiritual law or human law. Human law is called law and order, and spiritual law is called karma. Yeah, so somebody has crossed the line. We have the 8 of Swords, they got caught. 7 of Swords, they crossed the line. With the Empress, it means in the next week, somebody's gonna come trying to expand their power in some kind of way. It might be in some kind of relationship. 10 of Cups, 9 of Cups. They might be trying to expand some type of emotional connection. 8 of Wands here. They're trying to get something off the ground or they're sending some kind of energy. It's a lot. Or things speed up, get quick. And we do have 2 Knights here, so battleground. Three Knights here. Okay, so this is the battleground. 7 of Wands, defending. This is somebody desiring to speed up for a defense. This is somebody needing to defend. And it's because there might be energy projection, a dark night of the soul with the Moon card. I don't like to leave that negative energy on our side. So somebody is emotional. I'm sorry to say, but when you do have the Empress and the Moon card, it can talk about menopause. I don't have a uterus. I'm not qualified to say. Check in with your provider, your medical practitioner. But it can be all types of women's issues. I'm sorry, honey, I don't mean to be, English. I'm trying to channel. I don't mean to be a douche. It's just we have the Moon card and the Empress, so it can talk about all types of things. Now, it does mean you have a beautifully cultivated intuition, in that earthbound spirits are very well attracted to you. That's not always a good thing, but it could also mean hysteria, lunacy, and it brings all of those archaic things they did to women back in the day. Because somebody is not moving, they're not budging. They want to get us engaged in something secret, like they're secretly trying to manipulate or secretly trying to sway our emotions or our insides or our psyche, and then maybe even shift our gifts around. It's not happening. We're kind of content, but we're not content with them. We're actually repulsed because they're a repellent. They're nasty. I'm hearing dusty and crusty. We've moved on, moved forward. We've had to detangle ourselves from whatever emotional and tie that we have to them. 8 of Cups. And there was some kind of foundation, 4 of Wands, 10 of Pentacles. We might have been in a union, a relationship, a marriage with them. I'm seeing the Lovers card. So the Lovers card is unity, community, partnerships. 3 of Pentacles here. Now there's some kind of collaboration, or I'm sorry, but with this 3 of, they're doing work. They're starting some kind of altar to project or do sorcery. I'm sorry, with the Moon card, it's sorcery, and it's confirmed when you have the 8 of Pentacles. Somebody is doing spiritual manipulation, energy projection, and it might be to bring us down, truly, genuinely, sincerely. They might want to cut us down. It might be their intention is death. I hate to say, because that's the move that they're making. What they're driving for, what they consider victory, is death on our side. And we do have the 10 of Swords. Now it's the lesson one. It's not the and it's because we withdraw our energy from somebody. It may or may not have been a relationship. We have 2 8s. That's an alert to magic. We have the Moon card. We have 7 of Swords. We had 3 8s come out. So somebody might be trying to shift our abundance. They might be trying to tear down our protection. They might be trying to get us to spend our time, energy, effort, attention in a certain place, or start acting a certain way. Somebody's attacking us for our beauty, our femininity, even if we're a male, a masculine, how we've cultivated ourselves out of the world, our inner peace. They might not like that we're sitting pretty in some kind of way, that things are easy for us, that we're living in a lap of luxury, or anything of that nature even, or that we're about to, okay? Somebody is jealous. So clarifying this 8 of Wands, we have the 9 of Wands. Okay. The other side wants something to do with our platform. We may have some kind of fancy house. We might have, I'm hearing Instagram platform. And on our side, clarifying the 8 of Wands, we have the 9 of Wands. So we're looking to expand, get things going, get things more dynamic, more progressive. 7 of Wands, 8 of Wands, we are actually looking to get to even higher ground than we already are at. We may have achieved or attained some kind of spot. I do believe that it's true, okay? clarifying the Eight of Wands, the Eight of Wands, Queen of Wands. Yeah, so we got somewhere, we got something going on, and we have control of something. It might be our own. I don't know if we're self-made here, and we're not going to find out in this reading. So what is this? The eighth house. Somebody wants to tear down what we got, or somebody wants to share, or they want access to something that we built on our own, is what I'm getting. And it's not like we're not going to share. We want to take people with us to the top, but we have plans, and they're not asking us what our intention is, what our mission is, what our objective is. And the thing about wanting to take somebody to the top is they need to want to see you at the top. This person does not. And they're covetous and greedy. Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. They might even have malice, Three of Swords. So they either we're not moving fast enough, or they're in their mind, they think we wouldn't share, you know. If grandma gives you money and says, put this away for your retirement, doesn't mean you're not going to share your retirement money with your lover. It just means you're not going to touch it while you're still a grown-ass working adult. So they may see that you have a zero or a comma in the bank account, and they want to get their hands on it. And it's like, there's plans for that money. That's for our future. And they're just greedy, covetous. That's the kind of energy that I'm getting, not necessarily the specific example. I was just giving an example. It's not about the specifics of the example. It's the energy that I'm talking about. Somebody doesn't care about forever. They're looking and thinking right now, and it's soured everything. It's soured everything. Now we have to get away from this person. We need to leave them behind. We need to leave the swamp. We're around one of those bottom feeding hoes. That's very sad, because this person could have collaborated with us. They could have built with us. They could have got on the same page with us and been able to reap the benefits in the future with us. And they needed to be patient right now, or talk about what they wanted out of life, so we could work towards that together. But they just decided to pillage and plunder what we had, or attempted to. And a Scorpio is a very much sharing kind of person. The only thing they think is theirs, all theirs, is who their person is. So if they get a lover, this lover is mine, all mine, but everything I got is what you have too. That's very Scorpio. Yeah, so Queen of Wands, Eight of Wands. This is a person that can command a lot. We're this person. Four of Wands, Eight of Wands. This other side, they want more of what we already have. Let's clarify this, Eight of Wands. Yeah, child, orphan, virgin. So this person has never seen a zero or comma, or they've never seen success or fame, or they've never seen a bunch of followers or la-di-da or yada yada. They're feeling abandoned, they're stifling maturation, they're seeking inappropriate surrogate families. They're looking for what they want in the wrong kind of place. And they're not opening up, virgin archetype. They're not opening up and saying what's up. They're just stomping around in their heart and their soul and their feelings. And they're blind. God has covered their eyes. They can't see obfuscation. They can't see clearly. We have the Ten of Pentacles and the clarified by the Three of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles. So Ten of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles. Somebody's working on building wealth. We're working on building. But the Eight of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles, so we've already started plans. We already have a vision, a long-term vision. We've already started work on it. Eight of Pentacles, and it's starting to pay off in some kind of way. Let's clarify this. Clarify the Ten of Pentacles. This is legacy building. Alchemist. Not alchemist. Mediator, mentor. So somebody has a hidden agenda. They don't want to see us move on, move forward. They think if we get what we want, that we're going to leave them behind. This is some whole shit. There's really no place for fears. If you're not able to tackle your fears, conquer your fears, you really don't need to be in a relationship. The thing about life is just for living. So you've got to go towards what you want. And you'll miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. And if there's something in your mind that you are concerned about, it doesn't exist in reality yet. And you can actually will it to happen and manifest it to happen by dwelling on it. So, you know, the universe will give you what it thinks you want. So if you're sitting there in your mind thinking about all your fears, la di da, yada yada, what do you think's going to manifest? Your fears. Let me just give you an example. You're driving down the road on your way to your destination, and you're like, don't get an accident, don't get an accident, don't get an accident, don't get an accident, don't get an accident. What do you think the universe is going to hear? The exact thing that you don't want, because all the universe is hearing is accident, accident, accident. Let me give you another example. If you're driving down the road on the way home and you're saying, get home safely, get home safely, get home safely, get home safely, get home safely. It's the same thing. Don't get an accident, get home safely. What do you think the universe is going to hear? Safety. So Michael Beckwith says, you know, toxic thoughts create toxic results. Tonic thoughts create tonic results. So this other person, they're on the M&M. They're morbid. They're like a mortality. They're the kind of hoe that's not going to have the best death because they're not living the best life. And the thoughts, the frequency, the energy, the vibration, it's going to invite in things that don't need to be. And what did I say? I'm sorry to take it there, but that's what I'm getting. That's what I'm sensing. Okay, if we have the 10 of Pentacles, legacy building, but the death card, what does that mean? The legacy building might be for the next generation, number one. If it's us, I don't think it's us because it fell out face down. That's the other side, the other party. So we have, they need to pray to the Lord because they haven't, this is what we've already overcome. We stopped stomping all over our hopes and dreams. We've already stopped self-sabotage. We've already stopped destroying our dreams and our potential. We don't go around destructive energies, destructive thoughts even. Okay, we release what is potentially destructive. We prepare for new life. This is in a position of what we've already overcome or mastered. Okay, where we're at right now is mystic. We revel in an intimate union with the divine. We don't have some delusional rapport. We're not jumping at shadows, shucking and jiving in the corner, trying to avoid things that only exist in our mind, figments of our imagination. And it's fine to have your concerns. People's feelings and people's experiences are exactly that, their feelings and their experience. They're entitled to them. But if they haven't matured enough to do something with it, then they're not really on the up and up. That's some loser shit. And like I said, it doesn't take much to come up out of that. And if they're not trying to come up out of that and they're trying to impose their shit on other people, they're really legitimately, sincerely, authentically a loser. And they need some help. They need some healing. Okay. So they're defiling something, they're exploiting something because there's escapism and false sense of hope here. That's the clarification. So we have this 8 of Swords. They got caught. So they might have some kind of sinister intentions as well. I wasn't sensing that at all this whole time. So there may be a second guesser. That's another thing with the 8 of Swords. If there's none of that rule, regulation, restriction, policy, procedure, protocol with the Lifepath, what is that? The Hierophant. You know, it can be to a lesser degree just somebody who second guesses all the time. I can't stand that energy. I gotta end it if it's like that. Second guessing all the time, or shucking and jiving in fear all the time. I'm in the corner all worried. No ho ho. Me not guan. Me not guan. So you know, 7 of Swords clarifying the 8 of Swords, that's somebody who crossed the line and got caught, and or it's somebody who's looking for some strategy, some cunning, some tactic, because they're worried, they're afraid, and they've gotten themselves in some kind of bind, and the bind has to deal with their uncertainty. It's usually worse because we have the Knight of Swords, which is a warmonger. Okay. If there's a lot of other bad energies, I mean, it's air of air, so it's one of the impressionable cards. What are the impressionable cards? Not even including the the impressionable cards are all of the double energy except the King of Wands. That it's replaced with the Page of Cups. So we have the Page of Cups, the Queen of Cups, because the Queen of Cups is water on water. Okay. The Page of Pentacles, because the Page of Pentacles is earth on earth. So it could be molded and shaped and whatever. Luckily, if it's in a good energy, it's going to become a king. It's like, you know, a diamond in the rough. We also have the Nine of Swords because it's air of air. All right. So here we have the Nine of Swords with the Seven of Swords. It could go either way, good or bad. It's just, it matters what seed that you plant. So is it a good seed or is it a bad seed? Does that make sense? I'm hearing somebody who's impressionable. They don't stand strong in their soul, but they like to pretend that they do, that they know or whatever. I hate that hoe. It's like a hypochondriac kind of energy. You know, you're a Google MD. That's what I'm getting. Because everything is fine, but they need to learn some lessons. The truth needs to emerge. They need to see the light because they're in darkness. And they perceive wounds all the time that really, really, really aren't there. Or they've had several little opportunities to learn a lesson and they've been taking lickings so the universe can get their attention. And God has thrown 10 pebbles at their little back or their little ear. And now he's going to roll a boulder down the hill. That's what I'm getting. Let's clarify this. What is the Eight of Swords? Gosh, come on, man. I'm so fucking annoyed. Excuse me. I'm disoriented here. This person is shaking that we're dealing with. They're like a little chihuahua. I hate that little rat dog shit. It's not about chihuahuas, but the little bulgy eyes and the little shaking in the corner when it's 90 degrees outside. I'm not talking about chihuahua owners. I'm talking about that kind of energy about like, dude, you can't stand strong in your soul. You can't control your little corner of the world. Are you really that afraid of the world? Because that say so somebody can offer you some healing. They need to redeem themselves. All right. They really do. They're fallen in some way. The Ten of Swords is eternal damnation. And that's that. They willingly went towards the dark because they needed to have some kind of control, and they couldn't see to loftier heights. And so they were enticed by something that was easy. They literally took the easier wrong versus the harder right. And I don't get laziness. That's not what I'm getting from them. But I don't think it was an intentional evil. I'm sorry, this person's not sophisticated enough to be that evil. I'm getting that it was some kind of spiritual laziness or ineptitude. They got caught up. It's the first card out was the Eight of Swords and the Five of. So that's somebody that has restrictions placed on them by God. Okay. And we've already had the next round clarified, darling. Ten of Cups, which is the eternal kingdom. clarified by the Nine of Cups, Four of Cups, Queen of Cups, and then this other party is the Eight of Cups. So they're trying to leave the swamp. This is the second time in as many days that I've seen this energy. Look, both people walking on, look at that. Excuse me. Look at that, both people walking on, so some kind of pilgrimage. Walking on, walking forward. So 10 of Cups, clarified by the Nine of Cups. That's the 10 of Cups is the Knight of Cups partner energy. So that's a homecoming. It literally is returning to the eternal kingdom. Four of Cups. They're at the threshold of somewhere, but they're not getting it yet. It's lukewarm, tepid, placid. They need to see something. And in order to see something, they need a cleaner soul. So this is the kind of person that every little thought, every little disturbance is like throwing a pebble in the water. You know, you have all those ripples, so it's difficult to see through the water for a moment. So if they can just be still and breathe without any more turbulent, chaotic thoughts, eventually the ripples will go away and they can perceive below the surface. That's the Queen. So they need to have some kind of peace, purity, and serenity. Because we're loving, caring, nurturing, and kind. And we also have the unconditional love of the divine, and we're probably trying to give it to them and they can't receive it for whatever reason. This is the kind of person that always thinks there's something wrong. They need to mature. Eight of Cups, they need to mature. On my way. They'll come through, but they need to transcend this stuffiness. They did this convention that they have their behaviors to do. They need to get some strength. They need strength, skill, discipline, courage, toughness of will, heroism, stoicism, self-sacrifice. They need to conquer their ego. The ego is a mechanism of survival, so it can just be that there's a fear issue. I'm afraid of dying. Okay, so if you die, what's the worst that's gonna happen? You may not know, but work it out. It may take you a day, it may take you a year. Figure it out, ho. Then get on to the next problem and the next problem and the next problem. Sitting there ooh and on and shuckling and driving a la-di-da and yada yada isn't gonna help you, boo. And yes, that may be a very real concern and that may be very real for you. That's your experience. I don't need to take it away from you, but what's after that? Because you're blocked in your path because you're stuck. So how do you get unstuck and unfucked? They need to understand that their little problems are actually inflicting pain on other people. It's painful, it's tiresome and annoying to have to deal with their little shit. And listen, we're loving, caring, kind, and compassionate, and we want to see them succeed. So we might be dealing with them, but we're not going to drag them around. Now, yeah, if they okay, so that's not it. They've got to learn to get to the bottom of something. They've got to grow their knowledge and maturity because they're defiling something. And that's what I'm getting. It's been an honor and a pleasure to serve you. Thank you for allowing me the privilege to do so. This was about this is a tug of war between mediocrity and greatness. That it literally is. I'll talk to you soon, my love. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Go ahead and smash that like button, baby. Please. I need that right now. Yeah, that's what's up. Like, comment, share, subscribe, leave a review, book a session, send a donation. This is the tug of war between greatness and mediocrity. Talk to you soon, boo. Bye.